Her body was trembling uncontrollably. I held her steady. I quickly took out the fast-acting heart medicine from her pocket. I opened the bottle. It was empty. My eyes narrow. Her condition is critical. Chest compressions should only be a last resort. She needs her medicine. I turn my gaze toward the gate. The Su family will have the medicine. Even if she isn't a Su, they're still neighbors. They wouldn't let someone die at their doorstep. I lift her into my arms. Don't be scared, Grandma. I'm taking you to get your medicine. But Kong Boda suddenly steps forward to stop me. He grabs my arm tightly. Neju, stop this. The Su family won't let you in. He looks at the old woman. Something dark flashes in his eyes. He thinks, her condition doesn't look good. She might not make it. And if she dies here, Kong Neju's wife will hate him for it. At that moment, a surge of anger rises inside me, something I can barely hold back. I kick him to the ground. The next second, something wraps around my leg. Li Ruhen is on the ground, gripping my leg tightly with both hands. She screams, "I'll die. My own son is killing me. Even if I die, I won't let this old woman deceive the Su family." I'm shaking with anger. But Grandma Su is in my arms. I can't free myself. Just then, a black luxury car pulls up nearby. Su Qingwal steps out. "What's going on here?" Kong Boda says, "Miss Su, Neju is trying to use this dying old woman to force his way into the Su estate. I tried to stop him, but couldn't." I slowly turn around. When Suching Wu sees who I'm holding, her eyes instantly narrow. Her face remains calm. But inside, she's terrified. Grandma Su is the person she's closest to in this world. Her health has been declining over the past few years. The doctor has already hinted that she might not make it through this year. Suching Wu cannot lose her. I see her approaching and already understand everything. The old woman's heart. Her medicine is empty. Quickly give her the medicine, and she'll be fine. Suching presses her lips together and reaches out to take her grandmother from my arms. Then, without looking back, she runs inside the estate. I don't follow. Li Ruhen is still clinging to my leg. Kong Boda stares in shock at Suching Wu as she leaves. A sharp, uneasy panic rises inside him. It can't be. She really is Grandma Su, right? Li Ruhen says, "Miss Su is just panicking because she's afraid someone might die at her doorstep. It would make the Su family look bad, like they did nothing. It would hurt their reputation." Kong Boda looks angry and thinks it over. That's right. Kong Neju's wife can't be Suching Wu. He must be overthinking. Just then, the gate of the Su estate opens, and Su Feshu walks out. Kong Boda's face lights up. "Feshu, you could have waited in the parking lot. Why did you come all the way to the gate?" There's a hint of annoyance on Su Feshu's face. Kong Boda had messaged her that he was almost there, but said the gifts were too many to carry and asked for her help. She had waited in the parking lot for a long time, but there was no sign of him. So she came out to look, and the first person she sees is me. Her steps falter. In an instant, the annoyance disappears from her face. She softens her expression and turns to Kong Boda. "It's your first time here. I was worried you might have trouble finding the way." Kong Boda quickly walks up to her with a smile. "Feshu, you're so thoughtful." He hesitates before asking, "Is the old matriarch at home?" "Her health isn't good. She's resting at home." Grandma Su lives separately in her own courtyard and doesn't allow guests, so Su Feshu actually has no idea whether she's really there or not. Kong Boda accepts this as truth and visibly relaxes. Su Feshu looks at me, searching for jealousy, envy, or anger. But on my face, there's only a cold, deep, dark thoughtfulness. All my thoughts are on Grandma Su. I have no attention left for this little act of theirs. By now, I'm almost certain that the granddaughter is Suching Wu. I stare at the gate and wonder, if I try to go inside, will I be stopped? Just then, a shadow falls in front of me. Su Feshu is standing right in front of me. "Kong Neju, does coming here mean you've changed?" I say nothing. My face is dark. Su Feshu lets out a cold laugh. "If you've changed, then just call me. Who gave you permission to enter the Su estate? Do you think a gate like this opens for an illegitimate child? But if you really want to see what's inside, there is a way. All you have to do is—" Before she can finish, Kong Boda interrupts. "Feshi, you've misunderstood. Neju is waiting for his wife's grandmother." The old lady suddenly had a heart attack. Miss Suching Wu took her inside for emergency treatment. Su Feshu blinks. "His wife." Kong Boda says lightly, Yes, I forgot to tell you. Neju is married. Sufesha's eyes instantly turn red. Grinding her teeth, she says, Kong Neju, who is she? Clear hatred shows in my eyes. Sufeshu, who my wife is, has nothing to do with you. Sufesha's voice rises sharply. How does it have nothing to do with me? I want to see who dares to marry you without my permission. Kong Boda quickly adds, according to what Neju's mother said, she's just some girl from the street. Sufeshu clenches her fists. Do you really think so low of yourself? An illegitimate son and an ordinary girl. What a perfect match. Kong Boda continues, Neju must be upset too. Maybe that's why he keeps bothering Miss Suching Wu. I let out a cold, hateful laugh. Kong Boda, you call yourself the eldest son of the Kong family, yet your mind is like a filthy gutter. Kong Boda's face hardens. He clenches his fists and sighs with fake concern. I know you're doing this to take revenge on Feshu and me. But Miss Suching Wu is already married. You shouldn't try to ruin someone else's marriage. Sufeshu realizes something. She had been waiting for my call for days. If I had changed, she would have let it go, but instead, I went and got married. Realizing this, she angrily says, So that's why your wife's grandmother collapsed at my doorstep. You came here for my favor, didn't you, Kong Neju? Aren't you ashamed? She points at me angrily, then turns to the gate security. Look at him carefully. Remember this face. He is never to step into the Su estate again. Kong Boda lowers his head to hide the satisfaction forming at the corner of his lips. Sufeshu still holds some authority at this gate. But the very next moment, the Su estate's butler walks out from inside. His gaze sweeps across the group and stops on me. Mr. Kong Neju, Miss Ching invites you inside. Kong Boda freezes. Sufeshu stares in complete shock. I look at the gate security. My expression sits somewhere between a smile and indifference. So, can I go in now? The guard gives Sufeshu a cautious glance. Then, without hesitation, he opens the gate. He knows very well who holds the real power in this house. I walk inside. Sufeshu and the others follow behind. Li Rue glares at me. Miss Suching Wu probably called you to take your grandmother. Once you meet her, both of you should leave immediately. And don't you dare dirty the floors of the Su family. You shameless woman. Saying that, they all walk into the living room. And there, seated upright in the center seat of the main sofa, is Grandma Su. The old woman stares at them sharply. Who are you calling shameless? She's dressed in proper formal clothes, but she still doesn't look well. Suching Wu sits beside her, calm and serious. Li Rue stiffens. Kong Boda's legs almost start trembling. Sufeshu quickly grabs his hand at the right moment. She looks surprised. What's wrong with you? Kong Boda's hands are shaking. He's already marrying above his status. Every elder in this house is extremely important for him to please carefully. And he has already offended the old matriarch before even entering the house. He forces a smile. Neju, why did you make us believe that the old matriarch is your wife's grandmother? Because of you, we insulted her. I immediately feel several suspicious gazes turned toward me. Li Rue quickly understands the situation. You knew the old matriarch has memory problems, and you took advantage of it to deceive her. What do you think the Su estate is? Get on your knees and apologize right now. My eyes calm down. So they're going to pin everything on me and clear Kong Boda's name just like that. Clever. A teacup suddenly flies across the room and crashes loudly. Hot tea spills onto Li Rue's clothes. She doesn't even dare make a sound. The old matriarch's voice rises in anger. You rude woman! This is my granddaughter's husband. Li Ruhen endures the burning pain and says, Old matriarch, you've been deceived by him. I'm sure his wife doesn't even exist. There's no need to argue. Why not just ask that person directly? Sufesha's mother speaks from the side. Qinghua, is he really your husband? I silently look at Suching and hear the answer I was expecting. No. What an ungrateful woman. Kong Boda's face lights up with clear relief and happiness. Li Ruhen purses her lips. I knew it. This is all Kong Neju's doing. I let out a faint, cold laugh and am about to respond. When Suching Wu continues, my grandmother mistook him for someone else she knows. So I asked Mr. Kong to take care of her for a while. Everyone falls silent. No one expected this. After a moment, Kong Boda lowers his head and says, Then, Neju, why didn't you tell us? If you had, this misunderstanding wouldn't have happened. Suching Wu leans back comfortably on the sofa. Her manner is casual, but when she speaks, her presence dominates the entire room. Mr. Kong Boda, when trouble comes, hiding behind others and pushing the blame onto someone else. Is that what the Kong family teaches its children? Grandma Su immediately says angrily, "So you think there's something wrong with my mind? That I can't see through your petty tricks. You made a mistake, you feel no regret, and then you try to drag someone else down with you. Don't you feel ashamed?" Grandma Su looks straight at Sufeshu. "Break off the engagement. I will not accept this man as my granddaughter's husband." Kong Boda freezes completely. He worked so long and so hard for this engagement. It can't just end like this. He looks at Sufeshu, but her gaze is still on me. She clearly hasn't recovered yet from the shock and anger of finding out I married. Kong Boda clenches his fists. He walks up to Sufeshu and says, "Feshu, this is my fault. Don't worry, even if the engagement is broken, the meeting I promised you will still happen." Sufeshu comes back to her senses. Kong Boda is still going to introduce her to Dr. Nan. In this era of new energy projects, Dr. Nan is one of the biggest names. She quickly turns to Grandma Su. "Great-grandma, Kong Boda didn't know anything. Please forgive him. Besides, the engagement gifts have already been exchanged. Breaking it now would be awkward for everyone." Grandma looks at her for a long moment. "As you wish. Matters of the granddaughter should be decided by her parents." She doesn't want to interfere further. But Sufeshu's mother smiles and says, "Grandma, have you forgotten the meeting gift?" As soon as she hears this, Grandma Su's eyelids lower instantly. "I'll have someone transfer $180 to Feshu." Sufeshu's mother's face hardens. "But earlier you said you were worried about their financial situation after marriage. Weren't you going to give them 2% shares?" Grandma Su is the richest person in the Su family. She came from a powerful family herself, with a large dowry, and she controls 20% of the Su group's shares. Sufeshu's mother had long been scheming to use this marriage to secure a large portion of those shares. Everything had been planned. But at the last moment, the old matriarch changed her mind. Grandma looks at her with a smile that isn't quite a smile. "I'm not happy with this granddaughter's husband. So I've changed what I was going to give." Kong Boda's face turns pale. This humiliation breaks him. There are many servants in this house. This news will spread everywhere. Eventually, all of Haiqing will hear about it. But Grandma Su doesn't care at all. She simply takes me and Suching Wu to her private courtyard. Then she finds an excuse to leave, letting Suching Wu properly take care of her son-in-law. Now only the two of us are in the courtyard. The night is dark. I stand beside Suching Wu, still thinking about how to start. Suddenly, she turns to look at me. Her brows are furrowed, and there's clear hatred in her eyes. I refuse to step back and meet her gaze just as directly. Suching Wu's face fills with anger. She thinks he really pushed Grandma into saying all that. His intentions are clearly not good. Grandma getting so attached to him might be a coincidence. There's no clear sign of manipulation. This man wanting to keep Grandma with him. Maybe it's because she accidentally revealed her identity. Then I remember the real point. I remember you said in your messages that you would do something for me. Can we go to the registry office together and check our marital status? Suching Wu says with an angry expression, "Fine. But if this turns out to be a lie, then I expect you to stop using my grandmother to get close to me." Grandma Su's head suddenly pops out from a window. "Are you bullying my son-in-law?" Suching Wu's face stiffens. "No. Dinner is simple. 1 soup and 4 vegetables, just enough for 3 people. But Grandma Su doesn't have much appetite. She takes a few bites and then puts down her chopsticks. "Son-in-law, I'm tired. Let's go home. Please don't overexert yourself. Rest here tonight." The small courtyard is set up like a private care facility. All kinds of medical equipment are available. But the old woman anxiously grabs my hand. "Then can you stay and keep me company?" I frown and look at Suching Wu. Honestly, I'm worried about the old woman too. But this woman has clearly shown her hatred toward me. She thinks I'm using the old woman to get close to her. She would never agree. Suching Wu pauses, then says, "All right." Then she gives me a meaningful look. The message is clear. This is only for her grandmother. I shouldn't think of anything else. Grandma Su becomes very happy. Smiling, she says, "Where my son-in-law is, that's where I am." After dinner, I take Grandma Su back to her room. After everything that happened today, she must be truly exhausted. As soon as she lies down, She falls asleep. Her sleep is very restless. I have no choice but to sit by the bed and stay with her. Outside the window, Suching Woo's face is serious. What's happening to Grandma? The family doctor, who has a background in psychology, says, I can't say why the old matriarch has become so attached to this young man. But I can guess why she's so anxious. I think she feels that she might not make it through this year. She's afraid that when she's gone, there will be nothing left to hold you down. This son-in-law is the only person she can leave behind to stay by your side. Suching Wu falls silent. Something stirs in her deep eyes, something hard to suppress completely. After a long time, calm finally returns. She stands in the moonlight, as if she might turn around and surrender herself to the darkness behind her. After a while, she suddenly turns and quickly walks back toward the main house. Kong Boda's dinner is a difficult experience. Because of the loss of the 2% shares, Sufeshu's mother, Lu Su, is extremely angry and doesn't even try to soften her tone. Isn't Kong Neju the illegitimate child of your family? Then how is it that he can win over the old matriarch, but you can't? Kong Boda can only lower his head. Aunt Lu, I don't have Neju's way of speaking. I'm not that good at persuading people. Lu Su breathes out angrily. I don't care how you do it. Get me those 2% shares back. Otherwise, don't even think about stepping into this house again. Kong Boda swallows his complaints. He endures the meal and finally manages to get permission to leave. But before he can go, Suching Wu returns. The moment she walks in, the entire room fills with pressure because of her presence. She looks at the leftover food on the table, and her face hardens with even more anger. Her grandmother didn't eat anything tonight, and these people were enjoying a full meal here. Lumezu sees her expression and wisely says nothing. This is Sufeshu's father, Suyajin, who frowns and asks, Qinghua, why did you come back? Suching Wu ignores this man, who is her elder brother only in name. She just looks at Kong Boda. Since the engagement still stands, you're now part of the Su family. Right. So as a member of this family, you will follow its rules. Today, you disobeyed your elders. You'll kneel in front of the ancestral hall all night. Without giving anyone a chance to argue, Suching gestures behind her. 2 bodyguards step forward. Young Master Kong, please. Kong Boda is completely stunned. Kneeling all night. He's been pampered his entire life. How is he supposed to endure this? He looks at Sufeshu anxiously, but she clearly doesn't have the courage to stand against the authority of the family head. He takes a deep breath and follows the bodyguards. Just before stepping out the door, he hears Sufeshu ask, Qing Wu, what about Kong Nanju? Has he left? Then he hears Suching Wu reply, her tone carrying a warning, he is my guest. He will stay in the estate tonight. Kong Boda reaches the ancestral hall with the bodyguards. One of them says, Miss said that since you're not married yet, you cannot enter the Su ancestral hall. Kneel outside. The ground outside is made of hard blue bricks. Kong Boda tries to say something, but the 2 bodyguards stand there with their hands behind their backs, staring at him without any expression. It's October. The nights are already cold. Kong Boda keeps shivering. The freezing chill seeps from his knees straight into his bones. He thinks about cheating, but the 2 bodyguards watch him like stone guardians. They don't say anything, but their presence alone is terrifying. Then he thinks about me, probably lying comfortably inside on a warm bed, and his teeth start chattering. But he tells himself he only has to endure 1 night. I'll be here for a lifetime. And I'll be meeting Dr. Nyan soon. I have to make good use of that opportunity. The next morning, after bathing, I have breakfast with Grandma Su and Suching Wu. On the table is a plate of fried sugar cakes. Grandma immediately picks one up. Suching frowns. Grandma, your blood sugar is high. You shouldn't eat something so oily and sweet. While she's still thinking about how to stop her, I simply say, Grandma, this isn't good for you. The stubborn old woman's hand makes a small arc in the air and drops the sugar cake into my bowl instead. She gives me a victorious smile. I picked this for you, son-in-law. Suching is momentarily stunned. She looks at me with a searching gaze, unable to understand why her grandmother listens to me so easily. Without hesitation, I eat the sugar cake. Then I look at Suching Wu. By the way, when we go to the registry office, you'll need to bring your ID and household registration. Grandma curiously asks, why are you going to the registry office? The marriage certificate was lost. We're going to get a new one. And honestly, it's not just an excuse. You need the certificate for a divorce. But the old woman says it's not lost. She quickly goes to the bedroom and comes back with 2 red marriage certificates. I stare at the certificates in my hands, unable to say anything. Suddenly, I realize why she called me son-in-law the first time she saw me. She already knew we were married. Grandma, why do you have this? The old woman blinks. Her face becomes slightly blank. I don't remember clearly. Then how did Miss Sue and I get married? She shakes her head again. I don't remember. Grandma, please try to think a little more. That's enough. Suching lets out a soft but firm refusal. She steps between me and the old woman and looks at me coldly. She's thinking I used the registry office as a base, then convinced Grandma to create this fake certificate so that even she would believe it. If she hadn't just seen how much Grandma listens to me, she might have believed that. I sense a hint of anger in her voice, and I don't understand it at all. There's no need to go today. Divorce isn't done in a single visit to the registry office. We've been legally married for 2 years. There's the issue of dividing property. We need to draft a divorce agreement first. No, Suching says, then looks at me carefully. She notices my slight hesitation. Then I say, as you wish. She thinks, is he just acting really well, or is the certificate actually real? Suching Wool suddenly finds herself confused. She takes the certificate, walks ahead, and says, I'll wait for you in the parking lot. I give Grandma Sue a reassuring smile. We had barely reached the parking lot when we saw Li Rui, who looked distressed, supporting Kong Boda, who was pale, sneezing, and trembling on both legs. When Li Rui sees me, her eyes light up. She quickly walks toward me, carefully moving past Suching Wool. You need to help your brother. Her voice carries complete authority. I raise an eyebrow. I don't understand how she's here so early, unless she never left last night. I say nothing. Li Rui immediately starts. Nanju, it's true you are, but the Kong family raised you regardless of your birth. You owe them. Your brother treated you even better. He let you go to school with him. He shared his clothes with you. And when you were born, you were so weak they thought you wouldn't survive. I didn't have enough milk, so you only survived because you took what belonged to your brother. The Kong family never planned to keep us. It was only because you and your brother were born on the same day that Mrs. Kong and your father allowed us to stay. She stares at me. So you owe your brother. You should treat him well for your entire life. These are words I haven't heard in 10 years. Yet they feel completely familiar. I think about that child who used to believe everything, accept everything, and let Kong Boda do whatever he wanted. Now, it all feels meaningless. Yes, the Kong family raised me. But legally, parents are required to take care of their children. If they didn't, it would be considered abandonment. Yes, I went to school with Kong Boda. But I carried his school bag back and forth and acted as his personal errand boy on campus. If he even caught a slight cold, it was blamed on me for not taking care of him, and Li Rui would beat me for it. In school, I was only allowed to get lower grades because I wasn't allowed to surpass Kong Boda. I didn't have my own clothes because my parents never bought me any. I only wore what Kong Boda discarded. So my clothes were always one size too small. Mrs. Kong once bought me new clothes. But the moment I wore them, Li Rui tore them off me and gave them to Kong Boda, saying I wasn't worthy of them. I wasn't allowed to look better than Kong Boda. And what child wouldn't be weak after not eating properly for 4 or 5 days? The hatred in my eyes deepens. Li Rui notices nothing and continues. Now that you're grown up, you have a chance to repay the Kong family. Nanju, the old madam listens to you, right? Go and ask her to give your brother 2% of the shares. I suddenly smile. You're right. Li Rui's face lights up, thinking her words have reached me. But the next moment, I calmly say, I'm just an ordinary person. Why would the old madam listen to me? Li Rui freezes, about to try again, but I've already walked past her and gotten into Suching Wool's car. Seeing Li Rui following behind, Suching immediately gets into the driver's seat and firmly closes the door. She calmly fastens her seatbelt and drives away without saying anything. The black luxury car moves smoothly down the road. From the rearview mirror, Suching can see me looking out the window. My face looks calm and distant, something she finds quite good. She turns her gaze back to the road. The warning she was about to give remains unspoken. Soon, the car reaches the registry office. As it stops, a voice comes from the window. Boss, the driver said you took the car yourself. I got worried and tracked the GPS. Is something wrong? Suching doesn't respond, as usual. Lu looks toward the registry office. Why are you here? Is Kong Nanju still bothering you? Don't worry, I said he'd never come near you again. If he does, I'll live stream myself eating trash. Before he can finish, a lazy male voice nearby says, "What's your live stream channel?" Lou stiffens in confusion. Then the three of us go inside to the service window. Lou speaks first. "Hello, can we get a certificate without both parties present?" The clerk glares. "Absolutely not." "Hear that?" Lou looks at me with a smug smile. Then he sees the marriage certificate in my hand and mocks me. "You even prepared fake documents? I'm calling the police right now and reporting you for forgery and harassment." But Suching hands the certificate to the clerk. "Please check if this certificate is real." The clerk gives her a strange look, then inputs the information into the computer. Suching presses her lips together. She suddenly feels her own behavior is almost pointless. She's certain she was never married, yet here she is. She even cancelled an important meeting for this. The clerk looks up. "This certificate is real." Suching falls completely silent. Lou reacts without thinking. "That's impossible. Could there be an error in your records?" The clerk shoots him a sharp look. "What are you talking about? Marriage is a serious matter. Both parties are carefully verified and must sign a declaration." At the word declaration, I immediately say, "Can we see our declaration?" At the same moment, Suching says, "Please bring out the declaration." They glance at each other, then quickly look away. With a resigned sigh, the clerk says, "You two are exactly alike for a married couple." "Fine, I'll get it." He quickly returns with the registration file and shows us the declaration. The handwriting is exactly mine. Lou stares beside me. "Boss, this really is your handwriting." I think for a moment, then look around the room and spot a security camera. "Hello, is it possible to view the security footage from the day we registered?" "Sorry, we only keep footage for 6 months." The clerk again assures us that a marriage certificate cannot be issued without both parties being present. Their rules don't allow mistakes. The three of us leave the registry office without resolving anything. Standing outside, Lou asks blankly, "Boss, what now?" Suching's eyes deepen. I raise an eyebrow. Then both of us say at the exact same time, "Divorce." Lou blinks. "So if you're getting divorced now, shouldn't you discuss the terms?" Again, at the exact same time, both Suching and I say, "Have your lawyer contact mine." After saying that, we can't help but look at each other. I let out a light laugh. "How about we each have our lawyers draft a proposal first, and if there are issues, the lawyers can discuss them?" Lou mocks, "As if you can afford a lawyer." But Suching nods. I ignore Lou and take out my phone. "Miss Sue, let's connect on WeChat. It'll be easier to stay in touch." Suching pauses, then takes out her phone and opens her WeChat QR code with a particular look. I scan it. A chat window opens on my phone. The saved name reads, "Silly Granddaughter." Her expression instantly darkens. I also freeze for a moment. I forgot we were already connected. Seeing her face, I cough. "That name. I just typed it without thinking back then." I quickly hide my phone and change the name to Silly Girl. Then I leave a simple message. "See you." I hail a taxi and leave. Watching me go, Lou turns to Suching. "Boss, you two are really married, right? Just now, you were exactly the same." Suching looks at him. "Find the best divorce lawyer. Draft an agreement. Protect external assets." Lou immediately agrees. Then something clicks in his mind. "Now I get it. That guy must have planned the whole marriage. Since he couldn't win your heart, he's after your money. That's why he can afford a lawyer to fight you in the divorce." Lou is furious. "Don't worry, I won't let him take even a single cent from you." On the other side of the city, in a taxi, I call GWL. "Find the best divorce lawyer. She won't take a single cent from me." GWL says, "No problem. But boss, how did you even get married? Neither of you remembers. Do you think we're in some kind of drama?" "I'm just curious. It's ridiculous and exciting. Maybe one day the registry office will give me a husband too." I let out a light sigh. After a pause, I say, "There's one person who definitely knows what happened." G says, "Grandma? But she doesn't remember." I look annoyed. "We need to speed up the clinical trial for Alzheimer's treatment. Otherwise, we'll run out of time." Soon, I return home. I open the door and step into the familiar room. I notice the 60-square-meter apartment feels a bit empty. Just then, Grandma Sue walks in from the hallway, dragging a suitcase. "Son-in-law, you're back? I've been waiting for you." I brought lots of clothes this time. I pause, then smile. That same day, the most famous divorce law firm in Haicheng receives 2 separate requests to draft a divorce agreement. Both parties are anonymous. Both have the same condition. The other party cannot take even a single cent. The terms are extremely harsh. Beside the partner, a junior attorney mutters, "Of all the divorces I've handled, I've never seen something this ruthless." There's a man and a woman. Seems like ruthlessness doesn't discriminate. The senior attorney has seen many loving couples turn into bitter enemies. He's seen worse. He laughs. Easy double fee. Prepare them and send them to our clients. At the top floor of the Sue Group, Suching has been working non-stop since returning from the registry office. Just as the workday is about to end, she gets a call from home. Grandma has gone out again to find her son-in-law. Grandma needs daily health checkups to monitor her condition. Suching's eyebrows tighten slightly. She subconsciously opens WeChat, finds my contact, and wants to say something, but doesn't know how. Ever since she found out I'm the person she's been messaging, things feel strange. She scrolls through their chat history. Their earlier conversations were easy and comfortable, like old friends, especially when she had vented about someone. Wait, the person she was venting about that day in the restaurant, wasn't that me? Suching's expression darkens again. Then her phone vibrates. I've sent a divorce agreement. The property division terms are my absolute minimum. Please review and let me know if it's acceptable. Property division. Did this man really plan the marriage for money? Then Lou walks in. Boss, any results from the investigation into your marriage? As he speaks, Suching opens the agreement on her computer and quickly reads it. Her eyes land on the property clause. When she sees what's written, she pauses in slight surprise. Lou leans over and laughs mockingly. That guy is funny. Is he worried you'll take his property? What property? His debts. Suching asks, eyes lowered. What did the investigation find? Boss, we found that Kong Nanju only discovered a few days ago that you were already married, when he tried to register a marriage with someone else. According to this divorce agreement, he wants a quick divorce. It seems he genuinely didn't know. Lou continues, then changes the topic. But honestly, it feels too simple. We investigated him and found large gaps in his life after leaving the Kong family, gaps we can't fill. Boss, doesn't that seem strange? Why would an ordinary person hide so much about himself? Suching narrows her eyes, thinking. So you think he's connected to this? Lou scratches his head. But it's been 2 years, and we still have no real clues. Maybe we just have to wait until the old madam remembers something. Suching gives him a straight look. Lou quickly lowers his head. This is our fault. We'll keep investigating. Suching prints 2 copies of the divorce agreement. She stands up and, while walking out, asks, "Have you contacted Nova Research yet? I heard they're close to developing a clinical treatment for Alzheimer's. She wants that medicine for her grandmother as soon as it becomes available." Hearing this, Lou lowers his head even more. Finding Nova Research is almost impossible. All the big biotech companies are looking for them, so they've become even more cautious. Feeling the coldness in her tone, he says, "Boss, I promise I'll find them." Meanwhile, I had just finished dinner with Grandma Sue when I receive a WeChat message from Suching. "I'm downstairs. Come down." I make an excuse about taking out the trash and go downstairs. That familiar black luxury car is parked there. Inside, Suching hands me the divorce agreement. I have no objections. Sign it. Her deep eyes stay fixed on me. She thinks I'll make an excuse. But without hesitation, I sign both copies. I look up. Are we doing this tomorrow? Suching's eyes deepen slightly. In such a hurry? I think to myself, yes, I am. My company is waiting to go public. After looking at me for a moment, she says, "All right." I continue. "Then tomorrow morning, bring your ID, household registration, and marriage certificate. I'll meet you at the registry office." Suching nods. Then her expression suddenly changes. Grandma Sue has somehow come downstairs without anyone noticing. She's staring at us, her face pale. She clutches her chest, her voice trembling. "You're getting divorced." Then her eyes close, and she collapses to the ground. Outside the VIP ward in the hospital, the doctor says, "The patient's condition is stable for now. She must not be subjected to any more emotional stress." I hear this and think about the emergency measures just taken. I'm still shaken. I look at Suching standing beside me. Her face is expressionless. She looks completely calm. But when the doctor says Grandma is no longer in immediate danger, She raises her hand, loosens her collar slightly, and slowly sits down on a bench in the hallway. A faint tremor runs through her body that she can't stop. Then a nurse's voice comes from inside. The old madam is awake. Suching immediately goes inside. As soon as I step inside, I see the old woman's eyes are open. She looks at me and speaks in a rough voice. Son-in-law, I had a dream that you and my granddaughter were getting divorced. That wasn't real, right? I don't say anything, but Suching Wool speaks instead. It wasn't real. We're not getting divorced. The old woman nods slowly. Then give me the household registration and the marriage certificate. All right. Suching Wool hands her everything she asks for. The old woman then looks at me. Son-in-law, did what she said. Is it true? I think about the doctor's warning and pause for a moment. Yes, it's true, Grandma. She seems satisfied. Although her condition worsened due to emotional shock, she needs to be kept under observation tonight. So Suching Wool and I stay in the ward together. Evening falls. I sit comfortably on the sofa, working on my phone. It's research on a clinical Alzheimer's treatment, but I'm stuck on a final technical problem. I need to check some biomedical literature. Just then, a message comes from Silly Girl. Mr. Kong, we'll begin the divorce process once Grandma's condition stabilizes. I can't refuse. The agreement is already signed. From now on, our assets are separate. I'm still technically married, but it won't affect the company going public. The exact timing of the divorce doesn't really matter. I reply, all right. Suching Wool reads my reply and narrows her eyes slightly. Any other conditions? When Grandma recovers, let's finalize the divorce as soon as possible. Suching gets annoyed. She suddenly feels this man is really impossible to understand. On the bed, the old woman watches me, then looks at Suching Wool, noticing how awkwardly we're talking to each other. This won't do, she suddenly says. Granddaughter, I want to arrange a job for your husband in the Sioux group. If you both go to work together and come back together every day, your relationship will naturally improve. Suching Wool pauses slightly. All right. She actually agrees quite strangely tonight. But the old woman now starts thinking about what job to arrange. Then an idea comes to her. Son-in-law, I'll take care of everything. Tomorrow, go to work with your wife. I blink. All right. Because I suddenly remember the Sioux group has a large archive. There might be documents there that I need. Suching Wool has a meeting, so she says goodbye to Grandma and leaves with Lu Hua. But in the corridor, Lu Hua suddenly says, so that's why he signed the divorce agreement so easily. He called the old madam down. With her around, divorce is impossible. He looks at Suching Wool. And now he's even managed to charm her into giving him a job at the Sioux group. He's definitely plotting something. Why did you agree? He asks. Suching Wool replies calmly, if I don't keep him in front of my eyes, how will I see his flaws? A sharp glint appears in her eyes. For Grandma's sake, divorce is impossible right now. As for whether that man is truly innocent or not, I'll find out what he really wants once he's in the company. Back in the ward, I'm lying on the sofa when the old woman's voice reaches me again. Son-in-law, I want to tell you a secret. I immediately sit up. Has she remembered something important? Like how she knows me, or how I married Suching Wool? Trying to hide my curiosity, I ask, what secret? The old woman says mysteriously, my granddaughter has a weakness almost no one knows. I'm telling you now, if she ever treats you badly, use this against her. I'm stunned. Honestly, that's not what I expected at all. She continues, don't be fooled by her cold appearance. She's actually afraid of cats. I go quiet. Suddenly, I remember a girl from my childhood who was also afraid of cats. I never imagined Suching Wool, so calm and cold, would have the same fear. The old woman asks, do you like cats or dogs? Dogs. I used to like cats, I say. But a girl I knew didn't like them, so I stopped liking them too. On the third day, on the top floor of the Sioux group, a small fluffy puppy wags its tail and circles around me. Lu Hua is confused. Why did the old madam arrange a puppy care job for Mr. Kong? Even Suching doesn't understand it. People say old people sometimes think like children, doing things however they want, but a puppy caretaker job is still a bit much. She decides firmly, take him to Team 1 of the new Energy Research Division. She had already prepared this in advance. The new Energy Division doesn't touch the company's core operations, but it connects to its future direction. She wants me there, watching what I reveal. I don't really care. I pick up the puppy and follow Lu Hua. Does it have a name? I ask. The old madam said you can name it. I glance at Suching Wool and smile slightly. Then let's call it Little Cat. You want to name a dog Little Cat? Is that a problem? The new Energy Research Division is on the 38th floor. In the elevator, Lu Hua says, Mr. Kong, most of our researchers have PhDs. At minimum, they all graduated from top universities. You'll be the only undergraduate here. Learning from senior colleagues will be very beneficial for your future. This is specially arranged by our boss. You don't need to feel too grateful, it's just a reward for pleasing the old madam. I shift slightly. Honestly, that wasn't necessary. And also, the boss wants to keep your relationship private so the divorce process stays smooth. I look at him. That works for me too. Lu Hua is stunned. This guy actually sounds unhappy about it. Before he can say anything else, the elevator arrives. My first day at work, and strangely, I find it interesting. No one assigns me anything, which is fine. I spend some time in a private office playing with the puppy. After a while, it curls up in a sunny spot and falls asleep. Quietly, I get up, close the office door, and head toward the Research Division archive. Only when the Alzheimer's treatment is developed and Grandma Sue recovers will she remember what really happened, and only then will I understand how this strange marriage came to be. I ask a colleague for directions and head straight there. The Sue Group archive is on the 7th floor. It turns out to be a massive private library accessible only to employees. The information here covers industry data that can't be found anywhere outside. I feel a slight curiosity. Something inside me tells me what I'm looking for is here. Meanwhile, on the top floor, Suching is working through pending documents when her phone vibrates. A message from Prosperity in Full Bloom. Grandma Sue. Granddaughter, have lunch with your husband today. Take a photo of you two together at the table. I want to see it. Suching frowns, ready to excuse herself with a meeting. But then the chat name changes right in front of her eyes. Weak grandma who must not be stressed. She goes silent. After staring at it for a long moment, she sighs helplessly and presses the call button. Lu Hua immediately arrives. Boss, what do you need? Send 2 lunches upstairs. Soon, Suching messages me to come to the top floor for lunch. But I don't reply yet, I'm still in the archive. She stands up. Where is he? Mr. Kong is in the archive, Lu Hua replies. She goes down to the 7th floor and sees me deeply focused among the books. My phone keeps vibrating, but I don't notice anything. The archive contains the most advanced technical materials. I've completely immersed myself. I step back without realizing it and bump into someone. Sufeshu stares at me with a complicated expression. Kong Nanju, don't tell me your whole attempt to win over my great-grandmother was just to get closer to my aunt. My expression immediately goes blank. This has nothing to do with you. But Sufeshu keeps going. My aunt has stayed away from men her entire life. This is not a misunderstanding. Your face won't take you anywhere with her. She's not that stupid, and right now she's only giving you a small job just to push you out of the way. I gave a dry laugh. So the reason you chased me for so many years was because I was stupid? I looked at her. She was the only real friend I ever had in university. I had truly thought about her before. When she said she had a surprise for me at graduation, I even seriously considered whether I should accept her feelings or not. I let out a long breath. Sufeshu, you should go your own way. Can't we just separate peacefully? Sufeshu's eyes instantly turned red. No. I know you hate me because I chose Kong Boda. But I had no other choice. In big families, marriages come with many responsibilities. I tried for you. My mother even agreed that I could be with an ordinary person. But because of your background, I had to step back. I could never marry someone illegitimate. No matter what. How would I ever stand in the Su family like that? I would become a joke in the entire Haiching. I looked at her. When I was a child, words like background made me feel like I could never lift my head. But after leaving the Kong family, I understood something. Dignity is everything. I looked away. Thanks for sparing me the trouble of marrying you. I turned to leave. But Sufeshu stopped me again. I can arrange a position for you in my team. I can find someone senior to train you. I know you're talented, you'll learn fast. You won't have to do small jobs anymore. I cut her off coldly. What's the condition? Divorce her. Come back with me. The thought of me belonging to another woman drove Sufeshu crazy. She couldn't accept it at all. I replied calmly. You're not qualified. Why do you care so much about that ordinary wife of yours? Do you think I can't pay her off? Or scare her away from you? How is she even comparable to me? Without thinking, I slapped her. But even after that, I didn't feel satisfied. I looked at Sufeshu coldly. I didn't intend to be cruel. But since you insist on an answer, I'll give you one. My wife is more beautiful than you, and her figure is better too. I turned to leave. At the corner ahead, I saw Suching Wool standing there. I stopped. Her eyes turned deep and dark. Her fists tightened. She thought, one day, he'll come back to me crying. She took a deep breath. When the pain on her face faded slightly, she called Kong Boda. Tomorrow afternoon, you have lunch with Dr. Nyan. Take me with you. Meanwhile, Suching Wool used lunch as an excuse and called me to the top floor. Inside her office, she pointed at the table beside her. Start. I felt slightly awkward. The way she was acting, it didn't even feel like she had listened to me. While I was thinking, I heard the sound of a camera shutter. Suching Wool calmly took a photo and sent it to Grandma. Then she came over and sat down to eat. I understood why she took the photo, so I didn't ask. I looked at the table and started speaking. Nice setup. She sat in front of me, elegantly picking up her chopsticks. A proper portion is important to maintain your figure. I froze. My face turned warm. For a moment, my gaze lingered on the faint skin visible near her neck. Then I packed some food to take away. I just remembered I didn't feed the puppy. I stood up, took the packed food, and said, "Thanks for lunch." I left. Soon after finishing her work, Suching Wool stood up to leave. Luhua asked, "Boss, which home?" She paused. She suddenly remembered she hadn't asked Grandma where she was. She called Grandma Sue. "Which home are you at?" The answer surprised her. "I'm at the hospital." Suching Wool frowned. "Didn't the doctor already discharge you?" "But my chest started hurting again this afternoon. I want to stay a few more days. Are you coming to stay with me tonight?" "You don't need to come if you don't want to. I'm just a weak old woman with no one to care for me. Alone in the hospital. Waking up at midnight, wanting water, and no one there. Oh, how miserable." "I'm coming right now," Suching said immediately. "That's good. I've already told your husband too. He's coming as well. Come together." She hung up. Her fingers pressed against her temple. She understood exactly what Grandma was doing. Whether she went back to her apartment or stayed elsewhere, they would be separated at night. But if they both stayed in the hospital, they would inevitably spend more time together. Still, she knew I had someone else. Suching pressed her lips together. She wanted distance, but thinking of Grandma's health, she swallowed her hesitation. She messaged me. "I'll pick you up after work and take you to the hospital." I replied quickly. "No need. I'm already in a taxi on my way." Suching thought, he knows how to maintain boundaries. He didn't use Grandma's favor to force his way in. She should have felt relieved. But for some reason, the uneasiness in her chest only grew stronger. I wasn't thinking much about it. I just didn't want to get too entangled with Suching Wool until I figured out the truth behind this marriage. This strange marriage definitely had a reason on her side. After all, why would someone like her care about someone as insignificant as me? I picked up the puppy and walked into the hospital ward building, heading toward the VIP rooms. But not far away, Kong Boda had just finished a recheck with Dr. Nyan. He was holding her hand. Mrs. Kong hesitated. "Isn't that Nanju? What is he doing in the hospital? Is he not well?" A wave of anger rose inside Kong Boda. News of Grandma Sue being hospitalized couldn't be hidden from the Kong family, but the old woman had strictly forbidden visitors. He had been sent away at the door earlier and didn't even get a glimpse of her. So Kong Nanju must have come to stay with her. His expression changed. Maybe he came to visit Grandma Sue. Mrs. Kong narrowed her eyes. "Nanju is actually loyal." Nanny Nan, who had accompanied them, scoffed. "Loyal? I've never seen him come visit you." Nanny Nan was in her 50s, about 10 years older than Mrs. Kong. She had taken care of her for her entire life and never married. Mrs. Kong treated her like an elder sister, so she had a lot of authority in the Kong household. Even Kong Boda respected her. Mrs. Kong looked slightly sad. Back then, Nanju's life in the Kong family was really hard. Nanny Nan immediately said, "You're still defending him?" "I can't even tolerate Li Rue's attitude, but she has one point right. Nanju is ungrateful. You always think about him, care about him, but he probably forgot you long ago. Kong Boda added. I heard Miss Sue arranged a job for him at the Sue Group. Maybe that's why he's trying to stay close to Grandma Sue. Nanny Nan scoffed. You raised him too. When Li Rue ignored him as a child, you fed him. You sent him to school. Repaying kindness is the biggest obligation, but there's no sign he ever intends to repay you. Mrs. Kong immediately said. Stop it. Kong Boda added. Mom did it out of kindness. She never expected anything back. But some people repay even the smallest kindness fully. Like Dr. Nyan, he gave Mom a small scholarship for school, and look how much he's done for our family over the years. 3 years ago, when the company was about to go bankrupt, Dr. Nyan gave us a technical patent that changed everything. Nanny Nan nodded. If you put it that way, Dr. Nyan is much better than Kong Nanju. Kong Boda smiled. I've always wanted to meet Dr. Nyan properly. Mom, take me with you tomorrow. Mrs. Kong smiled and gently patted his head. All right, I'll take you. As they talked, they walked toward the parking area. Everything was visible from where I was sitting on the sofa in the VIP ward. I watched Mrs. Kang's pale, sickly face. Her figure looked thin. Kong Boda was walking beside her, talking. She nodded with a forced smile. They walked closely together until the car drove away. I kept watching until they disappeared. I didn't want to look away. Then I turned and saw Grandma Sue standing right in front of me.